Yes. This is your boy Manny dropping another video, and it's gonna be the Premier League Week 28. That's gonna take place Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. 10 games as usual. Gonna be a lot of twists and turns. There's 10 games left in the Premier League, so it's gonna be a lot of interesting matches, dramas, events, so on. So we're not too far from the end, but just almost there. But anyway, before we move on to week 28, let's go to week 27. Week 27, I had like five, or I think five or six, right? So unfortunately, I was a couple short, but hopefully, week 28 will be better than what it was in week 27. So let's move on. So the first match for week 28 will be Nottingham Forest versus Manchester City. So Forest coming off from a draw against Arsenal, City are coming off from win against Tottenham. So third versus fourth. Let's get into it. So these are the key points. One win in 5 games for Forest. So the last time Forest got a win was against Brighton, but since then they got a couple wins and couple draws, couple losses within that period. So they have been finding missteps and being inconsistent the past few weeks. 3 wins in 5 games away from home for City. So the last one away from home was against Tottenham, they won 1-0. So they've been finding their feet away from home lately. Can they continue that? We see a point separate the two teams. So Forest got 48 points, City got 47. So just a point. So it's a must win for both sides to get that 3 points if they want to have a say in the. I think they're out of the title race anyway, but for them to be in the Champions League for next season, we see. So my prediction for this match would be both teams to score an over 2.5 goals. See, in this kind of match, Saturday, first kickoff of the week 28 Premier League, there's going to be a lot of drama. There's going to be a lot of goals. I can see this happening. So I do see both teams scoring. I do see over 2.5 goals. I'm going to go give it 3-2 to City. I feel City are kind of finding their feet. Yes, they have been inconsistent, but in the Premier League, I think they've been finding their way small, step by step. I think City might steal this one. Next match on Saturday will be at Brighton. Brighton will host Fulham. Both teams are coming off a win from the last round in the Premier League. Fulham are coming off a win against Wolves. Brighton are coming off a win against Bournemouth. So 8 versus 9. So let's get into it. So these are the key points. Brighton on a 3 games winning streak. So Brighton have been finding their feet lately, past few months now. They have been, improving lately now. And also they did win an FA Cup. They knocked out Newcastle within that period as well. But in the Premier League in the 3 games winning streak, their last match was against Bournemouth, who were very dangerous away from home. But they got the 3 points nonetheless. So can they continue that winning streak? We see 3 wins in 5 games for Fulham. So Fulham has been here and there this season, but nonetheless, they're still dangerous. They're still a threat. They also did win the FA Cup. They beat United last week. So yeah, so they've been finding their feet too. 1 point separate the two teams. So Brighton has 43 points, uh, while Fulham has 42. So this is a must win for both sides if they want to go further up at the table. So my prediction for this match it will be both teams to score. I do see both teams scoring. They are in a hot form right now, especially Brighton. So I do see both teams scoring. I'm gonna go 1-1. Either team can win it, to be honest, but in my opinion, I think the next match on Saturday will be at Crystal Palace Selhurst Park. Crystal Palace will host Ipswich. Crystal Palace are coming up from a win against Aston Villa. Ipswich are coming up from a loss against Man United. So 12 versus 18. Let's get into it. So these are the key points. Can Palace improve their home record? So I said it before, I said it again. Palace are a better away team than they are at home. At home this season, they have been very shaky, 50-50, below average form, to be honest, at home compared to they are away from home. They got the win against Aston Villa, the last round at home. So can they improve that going forward? The winning streak, you see. 3 losses in 5 games away from home for Ipswich. So things are just getting worse and worse for Ipswich. Nothing further to say. They're currently in the relegation zone. I did predict they're going to be one of the teams to be relegated, and they proved me right. The loss against United, the last match, the Premier League. So things are not getting better for them. Palace without their star striker. Yeah, if you know what happened in the FA Cup against Crystal Palace against Millwall, Mateta literally got knocked out by the Millwall goalkeeper. I don't know if he's gonna play on Saturday, to be honest. If he does, he's gonna wear a max, obviously. But if not, it's gonna be a huge loss for Crystal Palace in general. That's the guy, that's the main guy. He's the one carrying all the goals for Palace. So we see if he's gonna be able to play or not. So this is gonna be very interesting. So my prediction for this match is gonna be under 3.5 goals. Regardless if Mateta is going to play or not, I still think it's going to be under 3.5 goals. Palace are not much of a dominant team as they are away from home. Yes, they got a 4-1 win against Aston Villa, which is very good. But can they do that every single week? I doubt that. So I'm going to say under 3.5 goals. I'm going to go 2-1 to Palace regardless. So I feel Nketiah will step up. He has 2 goals in 2 games in no competitions. So I feel he will step up. But nonetheless, I do see
So the
Palace
next
winning this
match will
match.
be at Anfield. Will be Liverpool will host Southampton.
It's first versus dead last. First versus 20th. Liverpool coming up from a win against Newcastle. Southampton coming up for a loss against Chelsea. So let's get into it. This is a complete mismatch, to be honest. So these are the key points. Liverpool are 13 points above Arsenal. So the more Arsenal are dropping points and the more Liverpool winning, the gap will extend further and further. They are now 13 points above Arsenal. Liverpool are going to run away with the Premier League. It is what it is. They deserved it. They took their chances. It's what it is. So it's yeah, Liverpool are going to win the Premier League. Nothing further that I can say about that. No further comment about Southampton. Yeah, things are just getting worse for Southampton. So the less I talk about Southampton, the better. Liverpool on a 6 games winning streak against Southampton at Anfield. So the last time Southampton got a point or something at Anfield was back in 2017. Was a 1-1 draw against Liverpool at Anfield. But since then, Liverpool has been beating them left, right, and center, and they're calling the 6 games winning streak. Can they make it seventh at Anfield? We see more likely, to be honest. So my prediction is going to be Liverpool win and over 2.5 goals. Yeah, this is going to be an easy 3 points for Liverpool. They're just finding ways to win. Or Man U at the Champions League just finished now. They smash and grab. Got the important win against PSG. They're going to carry that to Anfield on Saturday. So I do see this a easy 3 points for Liverpool. I'm going to go 4-0. I might say 5, but I'll be
The
respectful. I'll
next
say
match
4-0
on
to Liverpool.
Saturday will be at Brentford. So Brentford will host Aston Villa. Brentford are coming off from a draw. Aston Villa are coming off from a loss against Crystal Palace. So 11th versus 10th. This is also a must-win match. So let's get into it. So these are the key points. No wins in the last 5 home games for Brentford. So mind you, before Brentford went off the cliff with the home record, they had at one point this season they had the perfect home record. Next thing you know, I said it previous times, so I'm not gonna repeat it. Yeah, they're just being off the wells. Now there's no wins in the last 5 home games for Brentford. I don't think I can say that this season, but football is a funny game. Watford and Arsenio partnership. So Aston Villa in January, they went to business, got a couple attackers. These two, especially Rashford and Arsenio, they are forming a very good partnership in all competitions. So Rashford has been crediting the goals, Arsenio has been scoring the goals. So these two are forming a very good chemistry that is causing a lot of defenders nightmares. So it's going to be very interesting for them to see if they can continue this going forward. This fixture has produced a lot of goals in the past. So this fixture has produced good amount of goals in past seasons. So will this happen on Saturday? Well, with the form with Rashford and senior partnership, Brentford at times, they got their strikers as well. So it'd be interesting to watch. So my prediction for this match will be over 2.5 goals. I feel Aston Villa attacking wise, they're very becoming lethal at one point now. Brentford, I won't rule them out. They are capable of scoring, especially at home. They have scored a lot of goals at home, so I won't rule them out. I'm gonna go 2-1 Aston Villa. I think Aston Villa have just been finding their feet lately with the attacking wise, with Watkins, Rashford, Arsenio, etc., etc. Yeah, I feel they're more of a threat, and they won in the Champions League yesterday, so I feel they will carry that
And the
form
last
to
match on
Saturday.
Saturday will be at Wolverhampton. Wolves will host Everton, 17th versus 16th. They're just within the relegation zone. They're not in the relegation yet, but they're still within the relegation zone. So this is going to be a must win for both sides. It's going to be Saturday night kickoff.
Wolves are coming off from a loss against Fulham. Everton are coming off from a draw against Brentford. One of the teams I just mentioned. So 17 versus 16. So let's get into it. So these are the key points. Everton are unbeaten in 7 games. So since their loss against Aston Villa, they have just been unbeaten the last 7 games. They got few wins, most draws, to be honest. But nonetheless, they're still unbeaten. 2 wins in 7 games for Wolves, regardless of their opposition. Wolves, on the other hand, they only got 2 wins in 7 games. Within that period, they got most of them lost, and there was one draw, I think. Yeah, but nonetheless, yeah, it's not looking good for Wolves. So they need to keep on winning if they want to, you know, survive for the Premier League. A must win. Now, when I look at the points, they are way apart. Everton got more points above Wolves, but nonetheless, it's still a must win because even though they're still within the relegation zone and just a little bit safe. Well, Everton are a little bit safe, but Wolves, on the other hand, they need to win if they want to be safe for next season Premier League. So this is a must win for both sides, regardless. So my prediction for this match would be Everton double chance. I know Everton are really in a okay form right now. They're still unbeaten, and I feel they will continue this unbeaten streak. I'm gonna go 1-0 Everton. If I'm gonna choose which one has more firepower, I'm gonna go with Everton. I feel David Moyes have got something with his team. Beto is scoring goals left and center compared to with Sean Dyche. And I feel Everton are more of a stronger, better team on paper than
Now
Wolves,
the
in
Saturday
my
games are
opinion.
out of the way. Now we're moving on to Sunday matches. So it's going to be 3 matches on Sundays that's going to take place. One of them is going to be at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea will host Leicester. Chelsea coming off from a win against Southampton. Leicester coming off from a loss. So it's 5th versus 19th. Let's get into it. So these are the key points. Chelsea are 1 point below the top four. So Chelsea have 47 points. So just 1 point below top four. So it's a must win for Chelsea if they can squeeze their way into the top four. That's if Man City or Nottingham Forest or whatever drop points against each other. So it's going to be a must watch. 4 losses in a row for Leicester. So yeah, things are just looking steep for Leicester. Things are not going to get any better, to be honest with you. Yeah, there's I don't I said it before they're gonna get relegated and will be get relegated. They're just winning the bad form right now. Chelsea on a 3 games winning streak against Leicester. So the last time Leicester got a point against Chelsea was back in 2022 and was 1-1 draw. So they got a point. But since then, Chelsea have been on a 3 games winning streak. Can they continue that winning streak against Leicester? We see. So my prediction for this match will be Chelsea win and over 1.5 goals. I feel this against the relegation side. I feel Chelsea will just beat them. Chelsea will beat them like they did to Southampton. I feel Chelsea will continue that win streak. I'm going to go 2-1 to Chelsea. I feel this match will be a little bit tougher than the Southampton one. The Southampton was too easy for Chelsea. I feel Leicester will put up a little bit more of a fight than Southampton. But nonetheless, So the
Chelsea
next
will get the
match
3 points.
on Sunday will be at Tottenham. Tottenham will host Bournemouth. Both teams are coming off from a loss from the last round. Tottenham coming off from a loss against City. Bournemouth coming off from a loss against Brighton. So this is a must win for both sides. They are both heading to. This is a must win for both sides on Sunday, regardless. So these are the key points. Tottenham are back to their losing ways. Yeah, nothing much as further I can say about Spurs. One week they win, the following week they lose. One week they win, following week they lose. The loss against City 1-0, which was a little bit dismal. Yeah, so they're back to losing ways as always. Back-to-back losses for Bournemouth. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Bournemouth lately. This period. Like 1 point, I thought they're going to be a huge threat in the top four. I didn't say they're going to get top four, but they were a threat. But now suddenly they've just been losing their way the past few weeks. Now they're back-to-back losses. The last match was in Premier League was against Brighton. They lost 2-1. So yeah, they've been losing their feet lately. To be honest, it's not looking good. 3 out of the last 5 games in this fixture, both teams have scored against each other. So this fixture has produced goals again. Produced goals. Both teams have scored against each other in the past. Could they continue that on Sunday? We see. So my prediction for this match would be both teams to score and over 2.5 goals. So I do see both teams again scoring each other again.
And I do see more than 3 or 4 goals, 3 or 4 goals in this match. Bournemouth are a better away team than they are at home, to be honest. Tottenham, they can have one week they lose, one week they win. So I won't be surprised if Tottenham will, get the 3 points. But regardless, I'm going to go for Bournemouth with the 3 points. So I don't really trust Tottenham. I know Bournemouth have been losing their way lately, but I still think they will
So
win
the
against
last match
Tottenham.
on Sunday will be the main event. Will be at Old Trafford. Will be Manchester United will host Arsenal. Manchester United coming off from a win against Ipswich. Arsenal coming off from a draw against Forest. So 14th versus second. This would be interesting regardless, based on all the circumstances, everything. Let's get into it. So these are the key points. No wins in the last 2 games for Arsenal. Arsenal got a draw and a loss, so they've been dropping points lately, and Liverpool has been extending the gap with the wins. So the last 2 games has been poor from Arsenal, and they've just been losing. The title hopes is over for us, to be honest. So I put my hands up and say, yeah, Liverpool's going to win the Premier League. United have conceded 10 goals in the last 5 home games. So United has been up and down lately. Very poor season, and they have conceded. I think they have conceded more goals at home than they are away. I think last time I checked, but I might be wrong. But they have conceded a good amount of goals at home than I ever thought they would concede in the past. But nonetheless, the last 10 games, I mean, the last 5 games, I've conceded 10 goals. So they have very defensive worries with their injuries as well with Arsenal. So yeah. Can Arsenal repeat victory at Old Trafford? So last season, towards the end of the season, Arsenal got a 1-0 victory against United. Can they can lightning strike twice on at Old Trafford? We see. So my prediction for this match will be over 1.5 goals and both teams to receive a yellow card. I do see both teams to receive a yellow card. It's going to be a very drama, controversial match. Tension is going to be high, obviously, because both teams hate each other. And I do see at least 2 goals, at least, in this match. I think there's going to be goals with this because it is a must win for both sides, regardless. I'm going to go 1-1 draw. I know Arsenal scored 7 goals against PSV. I didn't see that coming. None of us had. But then again, I feel like Arsenal has just won that their scoring power. And then when it comes to Old Trafford, all solidly, the 7 goals they scored against PSV doesn't exist against Old Trafford and Man United. So I feel that Arsenal will score one, but I think that's probably be enough. I will see United scoring regardless. So I'll say So the last
1-1
match
draw.
on the Premier League Week 28 will be at the London Stadium. Monday Night Football. West Ham will host Newcastle. West Ham are coming off from a win against Leicester. Newcastle are coming off from a loss against Liverpool. So 15 versus 6. Let's get into it. So these are the key points. Back-to-back wins for West Ham. So things are looking good for West Ham lately. They got the win against Arsenal and now the previous match, Leicester. So good back-to-back wins for West Ham to get themselves out of the relegation zone and further up the table. Back-to-back losses away from home for Newcastle. So things are not looking good for Newcastle. They got back-to-back losses away from home. They lost to City and Manchester City and Liverpool. Mind you, in those 2 games, they haven't scored neither goal. They haven't scored at least one in neither of those games. So they lost 4-0 and 2-0 back-to-back clean sheets. Not looking good. Or Man U, they're also out of the FA Cup against Brighton. So things are really not looking good. And things goes from bad to worse for Newcastle. So Anthony Gordon is going to be out to suspension. He got sent off against Brighton FA Cup. Alexander Isak is going to be injured. It might be a doubtful because he got out of injury. So things are not looking good with their star players attacking wise. So how they're going to cope without those 2 players in the next few weeks, it's going to be very interesting. And my prediction for this match will be over 1.5 goals. Yeah, I do see at least maybe 2 goals in this match. I'm gonna go 2-1 West Ham. I think because without Isak and Golden, it's gonna affect Newcastle big time. And I feel West Ham with their form with the end right now with 2 win streak. I feel they will continue that win streak for the next 2 or 3 weeks. Now we made
In
it
my
to the end
opinion.
of the video. This will be the predictions for week 28.
So let's get into it. So it's Nottingham Forest versus Manchester City. Both teams score over 2.5 goals. Manchester United versus Arsenal over 1.5 goals. And both teams to receive a yellow card. Tottenham versus Bournemouth. Both teams to score and over 2.5 goals. West Ham versus Newcastle will be over 1.5 goals. Crystal Palace versus Ipswich under 3.5 goals. Brentford versus Aston Villa over 2.5 goals. Chelsea win and over 1.5 goals. They're playing against Leicester. Liverpool win and over 2.5 goals. They're playing against Southampton. Brighton versus Fulham, both teams to score. And finally, Everton double chance. So those are my predictions for week 28. So we move on to the last part of the video, my three best bets for week 28. And those are Tottenham versus Bournemouth, both teams to score and over 2.5 goals. And I'm going with the two easy wins for these teams. Chelsea win and over 1.5 goals. They're playing against Leicester. Liverpool will win and over 2.5 goals. They're playing against Southampton. So those are my three best bets for week 28 Premier League. So hopefully it goes according to plan than the previous weeks. So hopefully fingers crossed for everyone and myself. So thank you for watching. Thank you for liking the videos and subscribing to the channel. Help the channel grow. Leave a comment below. Let me know your predictions for the week 28 matches and the score line as well. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.